MrBeast called out the anime community. He's mad, but here, hey. Apparently, MrBeast was outed as a tourist by the One Piece fans, or like at least he's a One Piece tourist, or so I've heard. It's really funny, and apparently his response was so-called abysmal dog shit. We're gonna look at it. It's interesting. We've got another interesting things coming up, but that for later. Let's look at this. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. I appreciate your support. We'll jump in. This cannot be good. This is never good. Let's see.
A few weeks ago, influencers like MrBeast, Kai Cenat, and IShowSpeed were under fire for what seemed to have been a potentially undisclosed paid promotion for the Netflix One Piece live-action adaptation. On top of that,
by the way, absolute and diabolical slop. You can tell me whatever you want. That the creator greenlit it. I don't care. I for real don't care. I watched it. Slop. Not much different from any other live action adaptation.
That there were a lot of people accusing them of being tourists, and rightfully so. They really came off like anime tourists.
They are tourists, 100%. Very much. Remember, I like the saying a lot. Somebody said it on Twitter. Tourist is not the amount spent, it's a state of mind. You can watch a lot of anime and still be a tourist. Right? You can watch plenty of anime and still be a tourist. This doesn't change anything.
Speed even deleted a tweet that presumably was about him talking about preferring the live action or recommending the live action over the action.
That is tourism firsthand. What do you mean? Why do you start One Piece with the live action? What? The image just gets worse.
Actual anime. I don't know the exact context because as mentioned, it got deleted before screenshots were taken, but you can tell based off the responses that it was something like that. Anyways, I covered that all in more detail. This is just the tip of the iceberg with that whole situation, so consider watching the prior video if you haven't seen it. I'll link it in the description. This brief update is about MrBeast. MrBeast's initial response was this tweet telling people to stop treating him like a fake fan and trying to defend himself. And to be fair, I did mention how MrBeast does have anime-related tweets going back to like 2019, 2018-ish, which, while still, ain't much, is more than you could say about the other influencers that may be involved with this undisclosed paid promotion. Nevertheless, this whole prior situation definitely still made him come off like a tourist, and now his newest response really is just making it worse for him, in my opinion.
Let's see if, from what I've heard, basically what happened is he essentially kind of just made fun of people who watch too much anime, but that's besides the point. I do think that is very much, right? If you suddenly start changing your profile pictures to like Luffy and you start undisclosed, of course, because, well, apparently we are suddenly allowed to do undisclosed sponsorships. Regardless, you do that? Obviously, we're gonna call you a tourist out here. Because you don't know actually anything about the material you're talking about.
Because that takes us to this new clip.
A couple tweets about you saying, should I watch One Piece? Alright?
Yeah.
Did you actually go and watch One Piece?
Yes. Oh, bro, two things. Before I answer that, holy shit. The One Piece fan base can be so toxic. They're like constantly like he's not actually watching it. He's just trying to latch on to our anime to milk us for our audience and blah blah. Let me say something. And it probably is a negative for me to say this, but I've seen more anime than all you little anime clowns with your anime PFPs on Twitter out there. I have. Like, go dig through my Twitter. I've got Guardians of the Galactic Hero. I was tweeting about that shit back in 2019, 7 years ago. I've been tweeting about anime since before some of you motherfuckers were born. Okay, so first off, back off, call me a phony, trying to bandwagon on One Piece for attention. Y'all are crazy. I've watched all 700 episodes of Naruto. It's ridiculous.
Top 3 animes.
So yeah, that's just the clip that was posted, but obviously I was curious to see what came next, like when he's asked to give his top 3. And I gotta tell you guys, oh my gosh, I'm like half in pain right now from what I just watched. And half laughing because it was hilarious. This is one of the most tourist videos, you guys.
That is definitely massive tourism. So here is the thing. Again, tourist does not mean that you haven't been in a space or you haven't watched much anime. That's not the core problem, right? They call you tourist because you show behavior of tourists. It very much seems that you have no idea of One Piece. Like, he posted, as far as I'm aware, a response naming anime that he has watched. Guess what was not among those? The anime that he promoted. He wrote the list, right? And One Piece was not on the list. And I'm like, yes, you haven't watched One Piece then. Because if the controversy is about One Piece, and people call you tourist because suddenly you like One Piece, when very clearly it was a paid promotion, you definitely have not watched One Piece. 100%. I can say I have not watched One Piece, most of it. I watched it in its early days, right? I haven't watched most of One Piece. But I would also never take a promotion from something that I just, especially as a big content creator as he is, I wouldn't make a promotion for something that I haven't consumed myself. You're casual, only watched 30 episodes of One Piece, more if you count the 4Kids dub. I watched maybe 100 episodes overall. That probably comes down. I followed it quite a while, as long as it ran on TV, but that's about it. But even I know that this was not because you like One Piece. Most certainly not. If I started to post about, like, I don't know, Sailor Moon, right? There's a live action Sailor Moon coming out, right? And suddenly, as a big creator, I change my profile picture to Sailor Moon, and I promote the live action Sailor Moon, but I haven't actually watched Sailor Moon. Then I'm just a fake. I'm just fake. That's the truth.
We'll see. So I'll play that for you in a moment. We'll go over that part and see his answers and everything. But first, let's address what he said in the clip that we just watched, because I don't want to just like brush over this and move right on to the next clip without mentioning that MrBeast is either really out of touch in that clip or he's being intentionally disingenuous, because he's trying to blame the One Piece fandom for the backlash he got over the whole tourist thing and, you know, potential undisclosed Netflix paid promotion thing. Bro, that was not just the One Piece fandom. Yes, the One Piece fandom was a part of the backlash he was getting, but it was like the entire anime fandom that was tapped into that conversation that was criticizing this dude.
If the entire fandom calls you tourist and calls you out for being fake and phony, chances are, very likely, that you are fake and phony. That you're phony. That you are lying. Chances are pretty good. Silly. I got up to the Chi fight on the boat. I don't remember how far I've gotten, but I've followed it for quite a bit.
So it's crazy for him to try to pin it all on the One Piece fandom and acting like the One Piece fandom's toxic. Like, dude, no. The anime community at large was rightfully calling this guy out for this behavior that we mentioned, right? These actions that he took. And the criticism that he and these other influencers got from the anime community, it was completely justified. They really brought this on themselves for what they were doing. And one more thing very suspicious in that clip, in his response there, notice how he didn't mention the main accusation as well, along with the tourist thing, which was, hey, this guy looks like he's involved.
Remember, like, the gif with, like, the elephant and being like, address me? You did not address the elephant in the room, which I think is about 35 episodes. I don't remember. I do want to watch it at one point. I do want to watch it. I'm just recently getting back into anime again, so I need my time before I start something that big. I did watch all of Naruto though. Last year. Or the year before. Last year. Regardless. It is very interesting to see that he's not addressing the elephant in the room, which is the accusation that he has nothing to do with One Piece, essentially.
In an undisclosed paid promotion for Netflix. He didn't say anything about that. Nothing.
And that obviously too, yeah. Undisclosed promotion. Very much.
About that. I mean, that was the other main thing is mentioned that people were saying along with the tourist thing. I find it highly unlikely that he would see the people calling him a tourist, which he's saying are calling him a phony. And he wouldn't see the, hey, this guy looks like he's doing an undisclosed paid promotion part. I don't know, man. Kind of suspicious look to not address that. And we left off with MrBeast getting asked what his top 3 anime are. And I mentioned that things are going to get real touristy coming up. So brace yourselves for this. Here you go.
Ridiculous.
Top 3 animes.
Well, for me, okay, wait, this is Honestly, this is like arguably the most serious question you could ever ask me. I
Sleeves
can't.
going up. Holy
Yeah,
shit,
I
it's getting a
can't.
little hot.
I can't answer this one wrong. Top 3?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. Oh god. Honestly, like I kind of need to pull up my anime list if I'm gonna answer that. I really gotta like. I can't.
This is some serious shit.
Like I can't just dome that.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first. I can't.
I'm gonna make an accusation here. Is he just gonna Google anime? I could name like top 3 right on my head, right on my head, easily, like easily. So number 1, which is a hidden gem. It's a shonen, but it's a hidden gem. Nobody really watched it. Is the Dragon Quest Dai remake from 2020. That's number 1. I love this anime. It's great. I think they did a great job in turning. Of course, there was a little bit of censorship, which I call bullshit, which I hated. But that's my number 1. Currently, from what I've watched, I have to either place from the things obviously I've watched. Obviously, I have to place Dragon Ball GT on number 2. However, if we're not counting Dragon Ball GT, it would be either between Bunny Girl Senpai right now or Horimiya. Those two, I love those two. Fall in love with those two. And then at 3rd, I'm currently placing, I'm pretty sure, my status as an assassin obviously exceeds the heroes. I really love the art style. I really love the relationship between Akira and... What was the girl called? Shit. Well, yeah, I really love that. And also I love like this more struggle of him. I think that's what got me really into it. Like his more struggle with not wanting to kill anybody, but he kind of has to. I like that. I like that a lot. Regardless, I would say like those 4, and then Dragon Ball GT because it's a guilty pleasure. I could name that right now.
Attack on Titan number 1.
Of course. And I'm not just saying that because you said it. Attack on Titan definitely in top 3.
Attack on Titan, storyline, the foreshadowing, shadowing, peak. And I love the ending. I don't care what people say.
Same.
The ending was beautiful.
Same.
He's looking at his phone, isn't he? He must be looking at his phone. That is Gigatour. Bro, what is going on? Okay. Both of them are looking at their phones. I could say that out of my head. But both of them are looking at their phones. 100%. If you think like, oh, Attack on Titan is so great, you're looking at the phone. So I can tell you're reading off something. Or you're Googling something. What story? There is no story. I do think that Attack on Titan definitely has a decent story. I kind of don't... What I really don't like about Attack on Titan is mostly in between there's like weird character redesigns. I don't like those. Like, what is going on? And the music is pretty peak. The music is also pretty good. But yeah, I don't think it has a bad story. Now I've watched only season 1 and 2, obviously. That was when it was available. I should catch up on that eventually. It's just torture corn with bland story. Nah, it's alright.
Okay. Second, I'm have to go with Naruto. It's a classic.
Bro, same. I fucking love Naruto. Now you're just...
No. Naruto is great. Number 3, Frieren. Frieren.
Yeah.
Okay, I pronounced it wrong.
Really?
Frieren is pretty good too, but I do not believe you. I do not believe either of you. Is mayonnaise an instrument? No, Patrick. Mayonnaise is not an instrument. And these two are definitely tourists. They can't even name anything niche, right? Which is interesting. What the... Now, I wouldn't call Horimiya and Bodyguard Senpai niche, but, like, overall, nobody says that Dragon Ball GT is their favorite. or the Assassin one is in the top 3.
Are you just saying that because that's number 1 on my anime list, or did you actually...
No, that was a performative one. I'm not gonna lie, I watched like 2 episodes of that, and I didn't watch the rest.
Okay, I was about to say, I finished all of Frieren.
What is this clip? What is this clip?
it's good. I really like it, but it's not like I don't think it should be number one on my anime list.
No.
I don't. But it should definitely be like top like 30.
So the person that MrBeast is with is Jason the Wayne. And first of all, just out of sheer kindness, I'm going to mention that this is the guy that gave us that iconic Pokimane clip where Pokimane was like, eat the rich. And then he turns to her and he's like, aren't you the rich? So, I'll give him credit for that. But like, bro, how are you going to say Free Ren, say the name wrong, and then like within seconds admit that you've seen, he said 2 episodes, right? Hey, what's your favorite anime? Frieren, I've seen 2 episodes. Like, oh my gosh, dude. MrBeast also in that clip, obviously. Like, look, a top 3 anime question can be tough, but
No, it's not really tough. It's not really tough. You can at least name some things. You can at least name some things, right? You can at least name some things. But they were in that clip, MrBeast wasn't even able to name some things. Isekai Harem Labyrinth, interspecies reviewers gushing over magical girls. Classic. Interesting. What else did I watch that's more so niche? I did watch even if they were just able to name movies, like even like Studio Ghibli movies, I would have believed them even more, or those aren't specifically anime, but they're anime movies, or I don't know. It's like anything that's not mainstream, right? Would have already proven that you're at least not a tourist. Like something that's super not really mainstream at all is what was it called? A Sign of Affection. I feel like who watches that? I would even put DxD up there. I haven't watched that, but that's mostly so because I'm not really into the ecchi stuff. Like I don't super like that.
But I do think most anime fans would be able to have like at least 1 or 2 pretty off the bat, and then the third one maybe it takes you a little longer for. But like having to look up your whole My Anime list, like you really didn't even know anything. Like there wasn't even a single anime that came to your mind, and I bet you there's going to be people being like X'd out that he's even looking up his own My Anime list. Like he's probably either going to Mal to look up like the most popular anime, or just like Googling it really quick to try to come up with some answers.
Yeah.
Code Geass.
Yeah. Stop. I was literally about to.
You're about to say
no, but see now they're gonna think I'm just trying to. I was literally about to say Code Geass.
That shit was.
I do not believe you. To be fair, I haven't watched that one either. I know it's supposed to be really, really good. Okay, maybe I watched like 3 episodes when I was younger, because I'm pretty sure that ran. Like, I could even name something like Inuyasha isn't specifically that niche, but I also watched that, right? I watched that as well. Vampire Knight? I'm not pretty sure. It was like a chick that wasn't like a school, and like the 2 main love interests are what was it? Vampires? I forgot what it was called. Witchblade, I think. That was another one that I watched. That was interesting. Big Booba Witch that like was fighting stuff. I barely remember that one.
Peak.
Yeah,
I watched it late last year. This shit helped me through a lot of mental problems. I was on a Stairmaster watching Code Geass, saved my life. It was incredible.
Code Geass is good. I mean, Steins Gate was good though. It's hard. Attack on Titan and Naruto are guaranteed. If you ask me top 2, those are my top 2. The number 3 is where it gets a little like wishy-washy because there's so many great things.
Yeah, I do agree. I think the third spot's probably the hardest, just simply because that's the last spot you have left, and there are a lot of great anime out there. It is a bit odd, though, how he had to look up his My Anime list just to pick Naruto and Attack on Titan. And then, like, Attack on Titan, they only mentioned after Jason pointed that out. So, I don't know. I think a lot of people are going to be even more suspicious of MrBeast than they were before this clip. In other words, I don't think this...
I'm going to be honest, I think he is lying. I personally believe he is lying. That is, of course, just me, but I believe he is lying.
This clip is really helping him, this interview. This question of the interview is really helping him. We have a little bonus comedy here at the end, although this is potentially more than just bonus comedy if this is also involved with the undisclosed paid promotion stuff.
Luffy profile picture lasted 1 week. Well, yeah. Really, I'm surprised you like Witchblade. As a kid, as a horny teenager, yes, obviously. What did you expect?
Which many people are speculating even more about now because, well, you take a look at this. MrBeast had said 23 hours ago. Thoughts on Beast Game, Strong vs. Smart, to which WestJet points out how MrBeast already changed his profile pic back to normal, that the Luffy profile pic lasted only like 1 week. And this was a point of contention because, as mentioned, during the Netflix live action undisclosed stuff that was going around, MrBeast also suddenly changed his profile pic to Luffy, and people were like, wow, bro's watched 1 episode and suddenly he's changed his profile pic. So, there were a lot of people making fun of him to varying extents over the profile pic being changed like that, and how it came off like this was potentially a part of the undisclosed paid promotion that people are speculating about. And now that time period or whatever may have run out, he's changed his profile pic back. So let me know what you think. Do you think this is just silliness, or do you think maybe the promotion period ended, so back to normal MrBeast profile pic now?
It's also here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, okay? It's not only that he can't name his top 3, right? That's not only the only problem. There's a different problem. And that is that he couldn't even, he named names. That necessarily doesn't mean that he actually knows things, right? Just because he names things doesn't actually mean he knows things, right? He didn't really state anything what he even likes about those. That would have maybe helped him quite a bit. That didn't happen.
Ultimately, if he's really not a part of an undisclosed paid promotion for Netflix's live action adaptation of One Piece, he should have addressed that as mentioned. I find it, once again, highly unlikely he wasn't aware of that criticism that was right up there along with people calling him a tourist. So the fact that he said nothing about that is odd, to say the least. And as for the tourist stuff, if he's really not a tourist, it's actually shocking how much he's come off like one. Because to be quite frank, if he's not a tourist, he should really be able to see how this stuff came off to the anime community.
I do believe that he's very much right. Again, he's posted a list of anime he has watched, but again, I don't believe that sometimes people that don't spend a lot of time in a fandom are tourists. I think they're more likely to be tourists. I also think they're more likely to be the ones watching and yet disliking what they're watching. But again, I don't think that time spent equals tourist. I think that you are a tourist in a fandom if you don't understand it. I think overall, you consume it, but you don't understand it. You don't understand, for example, games, you do not understand the rules, you do not understand the characters, the story. You consume it, but it's just or you consume it and you don't like it at all, right? There's a couple of people, the hood weebs, that just watch shonen anime, and everything else is just either horseshit or just pedo slop, right? Those people also exist. It really depends.
As I said multiple times, very understandable. The criticisms that he's been getting from the anime community have been very reasonable and justifiable. So when he's acting like people are out of line and being toxic over this, and he's protesting so much about it and acting like it doesn't make sense, I mean, it's not helping his case is what I'm getting at. But let me know what you think. Thank you for tuning in. Have a lovely rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next.
That was my main video that I wanted to watch today, and pretty much what I can say is that from this clip, I do not believe MrBeast. I'm gonna be honest. He didn't address the elephant in the room, which was the undisclosed paid promotion. Kicking out the profile picture after a week tells me everything I need to know. He cannot at least name right off the bat the top 2. You should be able to name top 2 right off the bat, right? For me, it's a bit difficult because I just recently got back into it, but I love what I'm watching recently. But yeah, it's just awful. It's just really awful. This should have not. He should have just straight up said this is the paid promotion, and people would have cared less, right? It's more attention for One Piece. But then again, I think a lot of people don't really like the live action. Personally, I didn't like it. I did not like it. I think it's just live action slop, but that's just me. Anyways, don't be a tourist. Understand the fandom you're in. That would be pretty good. And comment, and subscribe.